Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's Math Site. This video is one of a series covering the released Ohio State math questions between 2017 and 2023. Functions make up almost 1/4 of the test questions. Standard 8.F.1. Define, evaluate, and compare functions. Understand that a function is a rule that assigns to each input exactly one output. The graph of a function is the set of ordered pairs consisting of an input and the corresponding output. Function notation is not required in grade 8.
Hello and welcome. Here is what you need to know before we get to the examples.
What is a function?
A function is a rule that assigns to each input exactly one output.
So the key words here, to each input, exactly one output. So if a rule assigns to an input more than one output, then the rule is not a function. If a rule leaves an input without an output, then the rule is not a function.
What is the graph of a function?
The graph of a function is the set of ordered pairs consisting of an input and the corresponding output.
Okay, let's see some examples here. This first example was question number 10 on Ohio State Test 2023. It's a level 1. Which set of ordered pairs represent a function? So you have to check each one of this here to see if it represents a function or not. Here I think there's probably expecting you to, let's look at each one of those here just to kind of learn what's going on here. So when you see the picture, pause and solve. You may pause the video, solve the problem, and come back and check your answer. So let's look at the first set here. You notice here that 1 has an image 1, 1 assigned to 1, 5 assigned to 2, 8 assigned to 2, 15 assigned to 3. Sometimes the image of 2 is 5, the image of 2 is 8, the image of 3 is 15. So you see the 2 here has two outputs. So 2 outputs assigned to 1 input, that makes it not a function. Let's look at the second set here, -1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 4. So that is a function. See, this has only one output, 0 has only one output, 1 has only one output, 2 has only one output, so that works. So now let's just kind of look at these other ones. Look at this one here. The 1 has an image -2, and the same one has an image 4, which means 4 assigned to 1 and -2 assigned to 1. That means 1 has 2 outputs, and that is not a function. Again, here is the same problem. -1, -1, -1, 1, -1, 3, So the same -1 has 4 different outputs, and that therefore it's not a function. Example number 2. Which graph does not represent a function of y in terms of x? So you notice here A and B and C are really the graphs of linear functions. Now, when you look at the word here, does not, you have to make sure you read it correctly here. Does not represent a function. So now if I look, A, B, and C are linear functions, so that they do represent functions. If you look at D here, look at this point P. This point P has an infinite number of images, infinite number of numbers assigned to point as an output to point P, and therefore this graph does not represent a function. Example number 3, that this equation has 2 points, parts and 2 points worth. So the first one is this item has 2 parts. A group of words and a rule are given. These are the words, and this is the rule. Input the number of the letters in the word, output the number the word represents. So let's fill up this table. 6 has 3 letters and it represents the number 6. 7, 5, and 7. 8, 5, and 8, the number 8. 9, 4, and you have here 9. 10, 3, and 10. Now, once you do this, you get 1 point right away. Now, they are in part B, they're going to ask you whether this represents a function or not. You notice this 5 has 2 different outputs, and the 3 also has 2 different outputs. So this is not a function. So they give you this kind of stuff here. You can say, have to say the table of values. They are giving you 2 options. Represent, does not represent. So the choice is does not represent a function because why? 2 different outputs are assigned to the same input. Example number 4, some points of a function are plotted as shown. Select all of the points that could also be part of this function. So when you see the word select all, there might be more than one answer. So we have to look at each one of these here and see if they can be added to be a function. So if I add 1, 3, this will not be a function because this one here, this input one, has 2 different output. So that doesn't work, so I cross this. 4, 4 is right here. That works. That works. There's nothing underneath it. There's nothing above it. So that's a good option. 6, 0 is right here. Again, there's nothing above it. So only one output for the number 6. 7, 2. That's also good. I can add it. 9, 7. 9, 7 is actually here. And that I can't add this. Otherwise, this won't be a function because the number 9 would have 2 different outputs, the 1 and the 7. So this one does not work. We cancel it. Example number 5, select all tables with data that represent a function. Select all tables. Again, that's a keyword here. You have to select all. So you have to work on each one of this. Otherwise, you miss points. So let's look at the first one here. Is this a function or not? So look at the 5 is repeated here, and the 10 is also repeated. So this 5 has output 5, and the same 5 has output 10. So that is not a function. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's no repetition. If there's no repetition here, then you're good. Table 2 is a function. Table 3, no repetition. See? So that's also a function. Look at this one here. 5 goes to 5, 15 goes to 5, and 15 goes to 10, which means 10 and 5 are assigned to 15, and that does not work. That makes it not a function. So table 4 is not a function. 15 has 2 outputs, 5 and 10. This last one is also not a function because the 24 has 2 outputs, 6 and 4. The last question is this Brett creates a function of x with 7 points, each in a different location on the grid. He graphs 6 of the points as shown. 6. I repeated the graph here. Use the add point tool to show the location of a point that could be the 7th point of Brett's function. Okay? So here I can't add any point here because otherwise it won't be a function. I can't add here. I can't add here. I can add here. I have a free here. I can add something here. So I can add here or here or here. It doesn't matter. I have options here. Okay, I have options here. So that would work. That's the 7 point like that would work. That would be a good answer. Or if you want to go to the 6 here and put something here, or go to the 4, and put something here, that's fine. I chose this. You can choose this or this, doesn't matter. Or you can go to the 6 here and add 1 point. I chose this. Okay, so you will have a lot of options to answer this question.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, please leave your email address in the comments section, and we will be happy to email you a copy.
Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. More videos to come. Please subscribe.